right. All right, dear teachers, good afternoon to all our primary teachers. And if the kinder teachers want to stay, no problem, because I am going to give tips now for using some apps, some things that will help you continue getting ideas, strategies for teaching. Okay, let's continue now with our primary teachers. You know all these books, and I am going to give you some examples how to use them and how to add additional material. Okay, um, as our topic is about skills, developing listening, speaking, reading, and writing, as we said, I mean, primary teachers, you should know that your little kids come from kinder practicing a lot of listening and speaking related to simple words that they will practice in a second language. Okay, so you should be ready, like for a group of students who have some previous knowledge about this and others that might not. So when you start teaching first grade, you should think about, like, okay, some of them know, some of them not, but let's start from the beginning. Okay, so to incorporate some ideas into your classes, I will give you some examples. Okay, well, for the kinder group, I was saying, like, we can use toys that kids usually have in their houses, or maybe any other material that you can use, or pictures maybe. Okay, pictures like this that you can provide from flashcards or any that you have from the book or others. And you can start playing also similar to kinder. First, second, and third, we need to practice a lot of games. Okay, I mean, play and play and play in order to, like, okay, if you don't know where to get games, I will tell you later where. Okay, because little kids, especially kinder and primary students, enjoy learning by play. Let me tell you from my experience, when I was teaching primary students, I remember playing with them a lot, like playing like with a ball like this. Okay, or maybe I was like with a character like this. Okay, he is zero, or maybe coloring or any other. They enjoy characters. I mean, playing with them, playing different games that they know. Okay, so we can also listen to the stories, and that's what we are going to do in our next activity. First, we normally have this kind of vocabulary words in our books, right? And before we teach listening, speaking, reading, and writing to kinder students, not much, but to primary, yes or yes, we have to provide this, I mean, in a way that they need to learn before practicing certain skills. Okay, so to do that, we normally say, repeat after me. For example, you say, okay, this is a yo-yo, right? Or it's a puzzle, it's a scooter, playing. Okay, you repeat with them that, right? But that is boring. It's better if you put it into context, maybe. Okay, just to review, maybe with the book, you can use this. Okay, repeat one more time, again and again and again. You can play, maybe repeating, but I am going to show you, okay, a program that you can generate stories with these words. Okay, because not, I mean, all the vocabulary words start with stories sometimes, but we can create. Okay, let me show you. Please, can you confirm if you can see this? I'm going to check the chat box so you can confirm if you can see the story generator. Can you see it? Let me know, please. Okay, I'm going to check if you can see. Yes? All right, thank you. Thank you for answering. Okay, this is a link that I'm going to share right now. If you want, you can access. It's in the chat box. Okay, there it is. You can open this link And we are going to generate a story using these words, okay? We have marbles, yo-yo, puzzles, okay? So let's see. I am going to create. You can type with me if possible. Create a story with these words, okay? So in your book, in cheer up, you have yo-yo, marbles, what else? Scooter, what else? We have, I think, bike, right? Plane. Okay, let's imagine that we have all those words, okay? And then this page will ask you number of words. Okay, 100 words, I think is enough, okay? Journal, maybe tail. We can say this is a tail, okay? In English. And immediately when you make a click here, you will get your story. So, as teachers, we need to provide things like this because sometimes, okay, we don't know how to start our class in a fun way because it's boring to say, repeat after me, repeat after me. But teacher, I don't want to repeat because every class you say, repeat after me. But what about if you tell me a story about that, okay? So, we can start like this. I am going to place the text, the story that I got from that web. I am going to, okay, change the color. Give me a minute. This is like, it's being like just in a few minutes, I got the material in that you can see right now. I am going to present it. Give me a minute. I am trying to organize it, but it took me just a couple of minutes in order to create this story with the vocabulary words that I have in the book. Okay? So let's see. Let's read together the title, in this case, The Adventure of the Toy Kingdom. Once upon a time, okay, coloring, we are going to tell the story. Once upon a time, in the Toy Kingdom, a brave little yo-yo. Where's the yo-yo? Ah, okay, here's the yo-yo. A little yo-yo named Yo-Yo ventured out in his trusty scooter. Where's the scooter? Where's the scooter? Oh, here we have the scooter. He wished to find the legendary marbles of wonder. Where are the marbles? What? Oh, over here, the marbles. Set to grant the power of flight. As he zipped through the colorful landscape, he met Benny the bike. Oh, Benny the bike over here. Wow. Who offered to join the quest. Together, they reached the Haze Valley where the marbles, the marbles over here again. The marbles appeared again. Okay, sparkled like stars. With the marbles in hand, Yo-Yo. Wow, here's the Yo-Yo. Look at this, Yo-Yo. Okay? And Benny. Where's Benny? Over here. Or no? Where's Benny? The bike, not the scooter. It was the bike. Okay. Sorry for that. It was Benny the bike. Okay? Climb over a magical plane. Wow, here's the plane. How beautiful this plane. Now made of cardboard. Wow, cardboard. That's not possible. But anyway, they soared through the skies, spreading joy across the kingdom, forever united their adventure. And what about the puzzles? Well, I didn't include the puzzles, but did you like the story? Yes or no? This was a short story about the marbles, Jojo, skateboard, the Benny, the bike, the plane, and the scooter. Did you like my story? If you like it, say yes. And dear teachers, as I told you, it took me just 1 minute to get this story using this link. And you have it there in the chat box. Okay? Yes? Now, if you want to illustrate maybe your story, maybe you want something different because there are other students that are more visual, you can say, okay, create a story with these words. Okay, another one more time, and then you type the words. Okay, that type the words that I included here, the same ones. Okay, maybe if you don't want to, we can create a story with a carrot. Why not? What's this, little kids, dear students? Carrot. So a carrot, where carrot, just carrot, and I have lemon. Wow, I'm going to create also the story with this word, okay? Lemon. And also have a potato. Okay? You will see the story maybe, or we can create together a picture for the story. And a tomato. Wow, these are vegetables. Now, what about if I include a fruit? Okay, can be possible. And finally, we can say tomato like this, or like this British or American, no? And a mango. Okay, yes. Okay. We are going to generate this now. Okay. Okay, it takes a few minutes just in case to generate. Okay. So this is another web that you can use to generate these stories, to create these stories. I am going to share with you also in the chat box. There you are. Okay. So that way you can motivate your students using materials, creating it just in seconds, in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Sometimes it's complicated, no? If you want to, okay, I want to create a song, I want to create a story, a new story, something that can motivate my students in a way that they feel connected to the topic, but with these specific words, sometimes it's complicated. But now using this kind of artificial intelligence is possible. Okay, for example, I have these alternatives that we have. We can see here. I like this one. Here's a picture, beautiful picture that immediately can include it. We can include this picture to your PowerPoints, okay? And instead of this, you can tell the story. Maybe, okay, you can include this in your PowerPoints and then create a story with this picture. Or maybe you can add also extra material here. You can text, a conversation like a comic and things like that. As you can see, dear teachers, here I have a carrot, I have a potato, tomato, etc., that has been created with artificial intelligence in seconds. And then you can create your stories. Using this other web page, you can create a story. So you have here your picture, and then you can create the text here. Okay, the same thing, create that all this, I mean, you copy and you get the text here so you can read out loud the story in order to have new material. Look at this. Okay, I have here the text, the number of words, 80 words. Okay, the girl tail, Again, one more time. So I am creating something for you in order to see how we can, English, how we can in seconds create additional material to practice a little bit more. Maybe you can play guessing game, you can create stories, you can sing along a new song, because I am also going to share a link for creating songs. Okay, so here we have the new story. In a vibrant garden, a clever carrot, a sizzling lemon, a humble potato, a juicy tomato, and a sweet mango lived in harmony. One day they discovered a mysterious seed. So you can copy this text, to this part, or in your PowerPoint or in Canva, wherever you want to practice with this, okay? You can create your stories and practice these words, or maybe other words related to fruits or vegetables. Use characters and have fun with your little kids. Okay, so this has been another idea that you can use when practicing English in context, especially in context. Okay, here we have the text, we can include the picture and narrate the story in a fun way. Ask questions. You can say, for example, who is he, who is she, or maybe we can, if it's a boy or a girl, or maybe what's this, what's that. No, if you are using the pictures, for example, here, if you include this, what's it? It's a potato. What about this one? This is a carrot. What about the other one, the red one? Is a tomato. Wow, wonderful. And you start talking to them. Okay? So let's change that way of teaching in a monotonous way, like repeat after me. This is a carrot. This is a potato. Repeat the conversation. No, dear teachers. Nowadays, we need to motivate our students in different ways that we can provide, like pictures like this, new stories, create songs, etc., including the ones that we have in Chirap. Okay? So these are new strategies, new ways to practice speaking, to practice listening. Now, if we want to practice more speaking, for example, use toys to prompt students to describe and discuss. They can use the pictures that we have in the book to describe and say, for example, I like, or I have a yo-yo in my house, I have marbles, or I don't have marbles. Okay, they can describe, not only, okay, repeat, okay, they can describe, just giving an example. If I want you in this moment to tell me, for example, sentences with I like and I don't like, what I have to do as a teacher is create that sentence in this part. For example, here, right now, I am going to use, just for a minute, this thing here, and say, okay, describe the toys that you have in your house. And say, okay, for example, you say, I have, I have a yo-yo, but I don't have a plane. Okay, so that way, no? You give an example to your students in order to, like, say the sentences correctly, describe, and then you change and repeat. Okay, you need to model, you need to give examples so they can practice saying the correct sentences. You don't pay attention too much, like, okay, repeat after me. I have, I don't have, complete, I have, I don't have. No, you want them to learn English, how to describe something, how to say something in a natural way, in a spontaneous way, that using these pictures, using new stories, using other pictures that you can create or generate, tell stories, describe, or have interviews maybe. Like, what is your toy's name? If you have a specific toy, for example, oh, well, this is a yo-yo. okay, or it's a joy, or it's a playing, etc. What can you do? Okay, maybe with that toy I can play, I can dance, I can run, I can ride a bike, for example, etc. Okay, now if you want to get more ideas, I am going to share right now with you this link, okay, that I have here. Try to save all these links because they are not easy to get sometimes. There's another link, okay, there's another link, which is this one, artificial intelligence, okay, that it says, for example, you can say create a conversation with these words, okay. So you say marbles, or maybe apples, playing, we said bike, etc., etc. Immediately you will create, okay, a short conversation, and you can be more specific. If you want easy conversation, say for kinder students, for first grade, for second grade, and immediately you get dialogues, conversations. But what to do with those dialogues, dear teachers? Are you going to ask your students repeat the conversation, memorize the conversation? No, you have to ask questions. Maybe you have to contextualize and usually use pictures or real material in order to interact with the students and say, okay, for example, well, what can you see in the conversation? Is there a tomato in the conversation? Yes or no? Okay. What about a lemon? Okay. Did you hear the word lemon in the conversation? So if you want to practice English in context, you can look for songs, videos, dialogues, and others, or stories maybe, but try to interact with the students. And if you want them to practice specific sentences, specific expressions or questions or short dialogues, give them an example model so they can repeat in a way that they don't make mistakes. If they do, it's okay, because next time you practice one more time so they can little by little become fluent without making mistakes. Okay. Now, what about the reading? We have some time. Okay, we have 10 minutes. Sorry. What about practicing reading with our little kids? We have to incorporate books, okay, different books. Apart from the ones that we have in Churap, you can also read or engage them, like interacting in a way that you maybe read about their favorite stories, like Toy Story, or maybe bring catalogs that will help them practice. Or if not, you just ask this platform, this you, okay, and you say, okay, a short reading with toys, okay, and immediately you will get a short reading with toys. Okay, you can then use the other link. So we have here, okay, the reading. We can use that text, and we can use this program in order to get the picture. So it's easy nowadays. You don't need to spend hours creating material, hours to practice speaking, reading, or writing. You just have these apps, these links with artificial intelligence and others. Because nowadays we usually like present in Canva, or we use other types of presentations, PowerPoint sometimes. We still use it because it's a good one also. Okay. But you need to prepare easy material. You can print it, okay? You can print pictures like this, for example. These are the toys that I presented today. And we are going to read this story, this short reading that we have here using these pictures. Why? Because remember that your students are learning. If you presented these words, these pictures, you should continue using them. like this. For example, here in this is part of the reading, we have this way. We have this short text. You review the vocabulary maybe. Give me a second. I'm going to use a different color. Okay, maybe red. All right. So this is a short story that you have in the book. You can create others. You can use maybe artificial intelligence to create. But if you use this one, I mean, you read with your little kids and make it. You want to make it easy. You say, "Hi, I am Kelly." Okay, where is Kelly? Maybe this is not Kelly. Well, this is not zero. Maybe she can be Kelly. Okay, hi, I am Kelly. I am playing with my friends now. I have a yo-yo. So then you show a picture. Where is the yo-yo? Okay, you should show them the pictures that you have over here. I don't have it. I don't know where is it. But then a black bike. Aha, there's the black bike. Remember, this is a black bike. Okay, Brian. Oh, he is Brian. Now, here's Brian. I am going to show you. Remember that you can use characters to represent he is Brian. Okay, Brian has a skateboard. Wow, this is the skateboard. Don't forget. And colorful marbles. Here are the marbles. Cindy has a scooter, okay? And a toy plane. Wow, a toy plane. Here we have a toy plane. We have fun together. So, using pictures, maybe you can use the pictures that are in the book, or if not, you can use flashcards. Or before reading, maybe you can ask your students to draw. For example, in this moment, I'll say, please, can you draw a bike? Before reading, okay? So, can you draw a bike? Okay, you give them some time. Can you draw a plane? You give them some time. Okay, can you draw some marbles? And then cut them out, and while they are reading, they can, like, okay, when they hear the word marbles, they are going to show you. When they hear the word skateboard, they can show you, etc. Okay, because when working with primary students, we cannot assume that they understand these words. It's confusing for them. It's another language. It's complicated, and you will spend 1 hour doing that instead of just drawing and interacting with the little kids and asking questions. So you make it easy, understandable. And when they have to answer these questions like true, false, or yes or no, etc., they will do it in 1 minute. In 1 minute, believe me. I remember those times playing with my kids, like singing, dancing, and maybe playing a ball. Like, okay, let's read together. We are going to play ball, okay? Yes? And say, okay, for example, say, I have a yo-yo. Okay, please. Okay, and they will read and they will read and they, okay, now open your books. And when they see the book, in the book, I mean the text, here's the word yo-yo, here's the word bike. They will point it out and they will like feel like reading. They will feel like doing that. Okay, so you need to activate this part, I mean, to engage your students, motivate them to read. But motivation is not, okay, let's sing, now let's play Simon Says all the time. You need to talk to them, you need to play different games in order to connect your students to the class, in order to engage them to the class, okay? And obviously to reading activities. Yes? What about writing? This is our last activity. We have 5 minutes to finish this, unfortunately, but let's continue. For writing, dear teachers, it is complicated sometimes to teach writing to primary students because most of the time we think that When we are on the board, we say, okay, please write this conversation, a long conversation. That's not writing. They are trying to copy the conversation, but that's not writing. What is real writing, dear teachers? Real writing is when they have a picture, for example, and write the name of this picture correctly, or a short sentences correctly. So if we are talking about primary students, when they are in first grade, they can write words and short sentences when they finish the year. Second, when they are in second grade, they can write sentences and some linking words. Third grade, they can a little bit more like short paragraphs, 2 lines maybe. And little by little, when they finish primary, they should write at least short paragraph of 3-4 lines, well written, but they have to be conscious about what they are writing. It's not like copy from the board. That's not real writing. That's, as I said, they copy from the board, but that's not writing. Okay, so when they write, they can write stories, for example. And as I showed you here, you can use pictures. You can provide a picture and say, okay, let's write a story now, dear students, okay, about the carrot, the tomatoes, and the potatoes. Okay, let's start with the tomato. Say, once upon a time. Okay, everybody, please write, once upon a time, a tomato name. Okay, please give me a name. Okay, so you start writing with your students, the teacher and the students simultaneously. Okay, like this. Imagine this is your board. Okay, you're going to write the story with your students. So in this moment, if you want them to practice real writing, you have to help them. You have to guide your students. Okay? For example, if we want them to write just in first grade the name of this, how do you say this? Okay, please, can you write? So before writing that, they have to review like this. Okay? For example, you say tomato. Okay? This is a tomato. We are going to write it again. Tomato. This is too short. Give me a minute. I am going to do it again, okay? This is one more time. Imagine this is the board. Okay. So this is too small, but anyway. Okay. Tomato. So as a teacher, I have to write the word tomato. And then you erase it. Okay, you erase it and you say, okay, now dear students, it's your turn. It's your turn. Right now, on a piece of paper, please write the word tomato. Okay, on a piece of paper, write the word tomato. Do you remember? I mean, you write it and then you erase it and you have to remember. You just show the picture or maybe real vegetables, real fruits, or anywhere, if it's first grade, okay? And you ask them to write the word on a piece of paper, okay? So if it's second grade or third grade and you want them to write maybe a sentence, you also, for example, say, maybe we can do something different and write a sentence. You say, my name is, for example, the problem is that this is too small. I don't know why. Here we go. Okay. You say, my name is Amanda. I like tomatoes. Okay, I like tomatoes. Yes, my name is Amanda. I like tomatoes. Now, I am going to, okay, ask you to write your name and say what you like. Do you like tomatoes, lemons, potatoes, or carrots? Okay, please, in this moment, on a piece of paper, write about what you like. Okay, what do you like? You say, my name is Jose. I like carrots, for example. My name is Juan. I like potatoes, for example. Okay, yes? So right now, please, personal, okay, opinion about what you prefer or what you like in this case. Yes? Now, so you give them 1 minute, at least 1 minute to process, okay, to think about the whole text, I mean the sentence. No, they have to write their names and they have to change, instead of tomatoes they have to write carrots, so they have to, and you monitor and check if punctuation is correct, capitalization is correct, if they wrote like my with capital letter, if their name is with capital letter, if they use the period correctly or not, and if the spelling is correct. Okay, so you give an example. You spend 10 minutes maybe practicing with them, and next time they will remember. Don't just say copy, copy, copy from the complete only the word tomato, complete only the word. No, dear teachers, please, sentences. First grade, I accept if they write just one word, first grade. But second, third to sixth grade, they should write at least short sentences, little by little. Okay? Yes? So in the book, sometimes it's complete the blanks. Why? Because we want them to remember the words, how to write the words or the names of these vegetables or the fruits or the toys, etc. But it's not writing. It's not writing. You need to practice real writing with them. Okay? Well, dear teachers, I think that's being for now. You can use also Canva to practice a little bit more. For example, here in Canva, you know that you can ask Canva to maybe find some templates in order to just write the names of these toys. For example, you can say toys, no? Toys, okay? You can place some pictures, and then after placing these pictures, you cut them out the names and ask your students, like when you are in primary first grade, for example, ask them to write the names, okay, of these toys and others. So it's easy to get pictures, it's easy to find stories, etc., etc. Well, it's been a pleasure with the primary students to work when you really enjoy, when you really like, don't force this in order to make them practice as much as you can. Thank you so much for the primary teachers, I mean, for being here.